flashes, sales gimmicks, special offers. Here's a simple message that contains a lot of sense. We offer you one of the largest selections of hi-fi TV videos in the area with a superb after-sales service. See our extensive microwave display. You can't buy any cheaper. That's the Amrix price promise. Why pay the price of shopping elsewhere? Amrix in Leeds and Bradford.
And now, Emmerdale Farm celebrates 1,000 episodes on Yorkshire Television.
A day of celebration for the folk from Beckindale and for everyone who shares life down on the farm, Emmerdale Farm. Today, the stars of Emmerdale are guests at a special luncheon to mark 1,000 episodes. We're at the Queen's Hotel in Leeds, not but a few miles from the beautiful Yorkshire Dales in which Beckindale is set. And it's a royal celebration too. Her Royal Highness, the Princess Michael of Kent, is the guest of honour. A bouquet for the princess there from Master Benjamin Whitehead. And if you think you recognise him, you might know him better as little Sam Skilbeck, the son of Matt and Dolly. So, in the next half hour, we're going to meet some of the stars of Emmerdale Farm and perhaps learn a little bit of gossip of what goes on behind the cowsheds. Behind me, lots of faces you'll recognise, even without their wellies and flat hats. Everyone today has been brought together by the Variety Club of Great Britain, because this is a charity occasion with money to be raised for underprivileged children. 1,000 episodes in 13 years, and for 12 million viewers every week, they've brought some marvellous moments and splendid characters. Well, with me now, a lady who's been on Emmerdale Farm since the very first scene of the very first episode 13 years ago. It is, of course, Sheila Mercier, who plays Annie Sugden. Well, Emmerdale Farm started off as a 13-week series. Now we're into 13 years.
13 years, it's amazing, isn't it? Yes.
And you, of course, the matriarchal figure there. You hold the whole thing together, really, I suppose.
Well, in my own little way, I think, yes.
And yet, as a character, Annie's... Well, the first scene was your husband's funeral, so
yes.
You've always been a lonely lady, haven't you?
Oh, yes, I think so, but I think Henry Wilkes coming to her life's made quite a difference, and the vicar, you know, she's very friendly with him.
And how's it changed your life?
Oh, completely.
And any ambition to be a real farmer's wife?
None at all, none at all, no.
Annie, of course, has a real problem with her prodigal son, Joe Sugden, in real life, Fraser Hines, a great favourite with all the ladies. Indeed, the real Joe is on stage today and can't be here. But if Joe's not living the high life in the United States, it's leaving for France and a new job with NY Estates.
Look, Ma, it's a good chance for me. I've got to take it.
I suppose so. If it's what you want, it's what you best do. But I hope I will see you back.
Whatever happens, it won't be forever.
Happen not. That sort of thing's in the hands of the Almighty. Will you be going alone?
Yeah.
Happen that's for the best, too.
Aye. It's not what I choose, though. In order, I'll see you back home.
But the good news for Emmerdale fans is that Joe Sugden will be back from France in the new year. Sadly missed today, of course, on an occasion like this is Toke Townley, the actor who played Grandad Sam Pearson since the very first episode 13 years ago. Toke sadly died a year ago. But in the farming community of Beckindale, spring always follows winter. Happiness always follows sadness. And of course, there was a new face, a new arrival, a new Sam on the scene in Beckindale.
I baptize thee in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost.
And here is the young man himself. Here he is, Benjamin Whitehead in real life, but of course you know him all as Sam Skilbeck, just 3 years of age.
Yeah, and 3 stone as well, in weight, aren't you?
He is growing, isn't he?
Growing? I should think he is growing.
Jean, who does he regard as his real mum, you or his real mum in real life?
Oh, his real mum. Oh, yes, yes. I'm Mumma, but that's just a convenient name. I might as well be Fred, really. But he knows who his real mother is, don't you? Eh?
Does he understand what he's doing in the studio?
No more than the rest of us. No, he's...
More than the rest of us, I think.
No, to him it's just life happening, you see. As long as he feels happy with us and he's left to play, he's quite content.
He's more interested in his crisps, really, aren't you?
Well, this is a real happy couple. Clive Hornby and Helen Weir, Pat and Jack Sugden, married in real life and, of course, married in the series. That must be it must be unique, I would have thought, isn't it?
It is, as far as I know.
I think it probably is, yes.
And, of course, the joy is it's a real fairy tale because you actually met on the series, didn't you?
That's right, yeah.
At the back of the missile.
Is it often strange if you have a row, say, in the script, do you go home and have a row that night?
Oh, no. Forget it as soon as we leave the studio, don't we?
Yes.
And the big news is that you, in real life, Helen, are going to have a little baby.
I've got nothing to hide.
Certainly haven't. Certainly not hiding it now. It's lovely to see that. But what's going to happen in the series?
Jack and Pat are going to have a baby.
So you must be thrilled to bits.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
So Jack's obviously thrilled, but Clive's presumably even more thrilled.
Absolutely, yes. I'm dead chuffed.
How chuffed are you?
Very, very chuffed.
Give her a kiss. Here he is, Jackie Merrick, in real life, Ian Sharrock, and in real life, a dad-to-be. I know you're thrilled to bits about this, aren't you?
I certainly am. I'm over the moon. It's wonderful. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Now, a lot of people are very worried that in the series, you're going to get married. Goodness gracious.
Oh, no, that's a cheeky question, because you know I'm not allowed to answer anything like that. I'm not allowed to comment.
No, you're going to keep everyone guessing.
That's right, yeah.
OK. What do you think about your big brother?
Do you mean in real life or...?
In real life.
Well, I'm very pleased for them both about the baby. That's what you mean. I think it's smashing.
You're a bit of a tearaway on the series, aren't you?
A very unhappy girl on the series, put it that way.
What's you like in real life? Are you very different?
A lot happier, I'm glad to say.
And laughter for Jackie, with a whole new meaning to sheep dipping. Well, here we have the odd couple themselves, the dynamic duo of the Woolpack, Mr. Wilkes and Amos, really. Arthur Pentelow, Ronnie Magill. It's a rum sort of shop you run down at the Woolpack, isn't it?
I don't know about rum. We're very happy there, aren't we?
Oh, we do sell rum.
In your licensed premises?
In my licensed premises, yes. We're not an odd couple. I think we're very ordinary.
Yes, very ordinary.
The ordinary give and take of life.
You are developing into a real double act, though, aren't you? I mean, some of the exchanges that we've been listening to and watching between you are hilarious, really.
Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. We try a bit. We hope that everything is built on character and situation and not just jokes in capital letters.
Because you've become, Ronnie, one of the most famous landlords in the country, aren't you? You never ceased being asked to LVA functions, of course.
True. Makes life very difficult, though, because they got their beady eyes on me to see when I make a mistake, you see. If I get too big a colour on the pint.
Never serve after hours, of course, down at the Woolpack.
Good heavens, no. I'll keep a respectable house.
Respectable? Well, hardly on that infamous night at the Hot and Press Ball. Well, here we have the good and the bad, and I'm not quite sure about the ugly, but here we have the Reverend Donald Hinton, Vicar of Beckindale these last 8 years.
Yes.
and a very happy 8 years it's been too.
Well, because the previous vicars before you didn't have such a happy track record, did they?
No, I don't know why. Perhaps they weren't as holy as I was, or as unholy. I'm not quite sure which.
Do you fancy the life in real life of a country vicar?
It's a funny thing that when I started out in life, I thought that I would become a vicar one day, and I realised I wasn't really good enough, and I really just liked getting up in front of an audience, so I thought that becoming an actor was more suitable.
OK, Seth Armstrong, in real life, Stan Richards, the ferreter's friend. You're a bit of a lad, aren't you?
I am really, as is perhaps as well I'm with the Reverend Hinton. At the moment, it might help to spread a little goodness my way and righteousness, perhaps. Go on.
You think you could do with a little goodness, a little
I could do with a lot of goodness and righteousness.
Yeah, not too much communion wine, of course.
Not too much of that for Seth, no.
We had marvellous scenes together, you know, he and I. He used to work for me before he became a gamekeeper turned poacher, or a poacher turned gamekeeper.
That's right. I was the odd job man who repaired all your wiring and things like that.
That's
it was
right.
a lot of fun.
This is now a historic moment. The man who has appeared on Emmerdale Farm for 13 years and never said a word is now going to speak. It's Al Dixon. He's not been too good recently. How are you, Al?
I'm very well, thank you. And you? Let me know how you're doing.
I'm fine. You've never said a word in Emmerdale?
No, not a word.
Ever been tempted?
Oh, many times.
You keep quiet, though?
I keep quiet.
Well, it's nice to see you, and we hope you get better soon, Al Dixon. Walter, so why don't you just drink a toast to all the good folks at the Woolpack?
Thank you very much. To all good folks.
Well, here we have another happy couple, Mrs. Bates and Mr. Alan Turner, Richard Thorpe and Diana Davis. Now, Emmerdale is about the third long-running series you've been in. Family at War, of course, in Coronation Street. You enjoy Emmerdale very much?
I love it, yeah. They're a very friendly crowd, and they make even me welcome, because it's well known that I'm very difficult to get on with.
But what about him? Is he easy to get on with?
Well, he's a bit of a nasty person on the screen, but in real life, he's quite likeable.
You've taken a bit of a stick in real life as the JR figure, haven't you?
Yes, I have, and particularly at home. My wife always insists that Alan Turner leaves the room before she has a chance to chat to Richard Thorpe.
But I hear that when you go into restaurants, people have left the restaurants and taxi drivers wouldn't give you lifts.
Oh, yes, you know, not you, you walk, they say.
What we all want to know, really, are you two going to get it together ever, do you think?
That's down to you, Mrs. Bates. I think you can answer that one.
We don't know, but we just think it's probably not a very good idea, because it's good fun the way it is now.
What about just something for now on this special occasion?
All right.
That's in lieu of a rise.
Thank you,
You don't
sir.
get everything for nothing.
Russell Harty, you live in the heart of the Yorkshire Dales yourself. Does that make you a lover of Emmerdale Farm?
Well, of course, because it's filmed from my back kitchen window. I've got dry stone walls, a lot of wind, a few sheep, a hint of sex, and absolutely no violence.
And Jean Rooker, Yorkshire girl living in the smoke in London. Does it bring tears to your eyes?
Yeah, brings it back into my sitting room. But Russell said a little bit of sex. I think it's a little bit little. I was brought up on the North Yorkshire moors, and behind the churchyard wall, we learn a lot more than that. So I want a sort of Dynasty of the Dales flavour.
Quite a good title. Dynasty of the Dales and Ted Moat, in real life a farmer. What do you think of Emmerdale Farm?
Well, a lot of sex and death in farming, but I think whatever we hear about big type farming, the type of farming that's portrayed by Emmerdale is really the, if you forgive the pun, the grassroots of farming, and I hope it represents what's going to stay forever.
You get a few handy hints from the series, do you?
Yeah, we have to refer to it before we take any major decision. Very good.
Well, all the stars here for this luncheon today and the 500 or so guests in the hotel won't forget that this isn't just a celebration for a long-running television programme. It's also a charity event. Just a few moments ago, Her Royal Highness, the Princess Michael, was showing the fun at another party in a room just a few yards away. Already today, the Variety Club has presented a minibus to help children like these. And this year alone, they've given 120 buses and raised over £4 million. So, while they're having their party, join us for the rest of our party in just a few moments.
When it's time you had a new harvester, a NatWest Farm Development Loan can help it happen. When timely fertilizing will help your pasture support more cattle, NatWest Grow Cash can help it happen. When buying extra land is an opportunity not to be missed, talk to NatWest about a land loan. To find out how NatWest can help it happen for you, dial 100 and ask for free phone NatWest Farming. NatWest, the action bank.
And it's Tricky Mickey in the lead, followed by Macy's Folly and Check the Gate. Coming up on the outside, it's Grubby's Girl and Mendelssohn. Making good ground, Yellow Pencil and Mr. Finley. Oh, coming to the fifth. Grubby's Girl stumbled there. Well, they seem to be slowing down. Ah, it must be their chocolate brick.
You can have your chocolate break anytime from Cadbury's. It's the only complete chocolate drink with real chocolate. You've got to stop for your Cadbury's chocolate break.
They're off again, and it's Tricky Mickey, still in the lead, followed by Grubby's Girl and Yellow Pencil.
1, 2, 3. It's easy to get one free. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Get one free. Get one free with 1, 2, 3.
Right now, all Dixell toilet rolls, kitchen towels and tissues are better value than ever. Because for every 3 packs you buy, we'll give you a 4th one free. Just collect the special vouchers to get your free pack. It's so easy.
Get one free with 1, 2, 3.
Quiet, please. Maps. Thank you, Wayne. Maps, will you hold them a little higher? Now, postal orders, where are you? Excellent. Fine. Photo processing, if you don't mind. Where's coins? Coins? Good.
Coin collections, savings, banking, rail cards, pensions, saver stamps. There are over 150 different products and services available from your post office.
149. Wayne, someone's missing.
Even postman pack books. Your post office. The more you use us, the more you'll get out of us. Get more out of your post office.
Take the M1 to Motor City for the deal of a lifetime on Austin Rover. Yes, 0% finance over 3 years on the complete range and no repayments till after Christmas at Motor City Barnsley.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, we'll be finding out whether the likes of Russell Harsey and Jean Rook like getting mud on their wellies down on the farm. But first, let's take a very quick look at life behind the scenes on television's most famous farm. The arrival at Emmerdale Farm of 50 or so actors and technicians provides a break in the rural routine of the Dales. Behind the scenes, there are none of the luxuries you might expect. The Emmerdale stars certainly aren't pampered. Home on location is just a crowded caravan tucked away behind the farmhouse, somewhere to huddle together for a coffee, a chat and a read of the script, and somewhere to hide from the biting wind of a Yorkshire autumn morning.
Yeah.
Have to cut them short, please. Apologise, but I want them on my set now.
I remember what it came.
You can't do that, I'll come round and do it.
We're on our way.
Oh, Simon Summers. Big fella.
When you gotta go.
If you can't do it, I'll
get it in one, Jean.
Just stop there, Hardy, darling. She's come 40 yards. So if I come...
There, she's tooted.
Back onto the set for the next scene, shooting for episode 1007.
Action.
Another couple of takes to get it just right. And in a few weeks' time, you'll be able to find out where Pat Sugden had been in her car and what news she brought with her. And so to lunch, and the dainty dishes to set before a princess have a real Emmerdale flavour. We've got Beckindale broth, Woolpack steak and kidney pie, Annie Sugden's apple crumble, and Emmerdale ice cream. Absolutely delicious. After the lunch, Princess Michael accepted a cheque for £5,000 to the Sharon Allen Leukemia Trust.
I have to confess that when I accepted to come up here for the Variety Club, because they've asked me to do things before and I'm a great fan of the Variety Club, I had never heard of Emmerdale Farm. But now, I have heard of them and I will watch, I promise, at least one episode. I'll make an enormous effort to watch the one concerning the 1000th performance, but I don't watch a lot of television. which is probably just as well, except for Emmerdale Farm. So why did I come? Well, that's why I came. Sharon Allen is a little 6-year-old East London girl whose name is given to the trust because very few people know that the greatest killer of children after road accidents is in fact leukemia. People say, oh yes, but they can cure it now. Most children who have leukemia don't have more than a 50-50 chance. And so I said, well, I have to meet Sharon Allen. I mean, I can't take on something without meeting this little girl. So they said, well, will you pose for a Christmas card photograph with her? So I said, all right. And so she was dressed by Vogue magazine, and she came. And this little creature of silk, in white silk, came with long blonde hair, arrived at the palace perfectly unperturbed by a palace. And she just lifted these very, very thin little arms and said, I want to hug you. Age 6, you know. So I thought, this is a very worthwhile reason for me to six hours in a train today, to come up here to be 2 hours with you, to help Sharon Allen and other little children like her. Thank you.
And the first speech was by half of that dynamic duo at the Woolpack. It was mine jovial host, Mr. Ronald Magill, alias, of course, Amos Brearley.
On behalf of my colleagues, I'd like to say how delighted we were that Her Royal Highness graced our table, and we herewith dub her Yorkshire Lass Honorary, because we think she's greatly. 1,000 episodes of Emmerdale Farm. By heck, that's a lot of missile mucking out. That's a lot of milk flowing from udders. My Brearley statistics tell me that Mr. Turner, in the few years he's been with us, has consumed 250 bottles of whiskey. He has said 150 times, I do beg your pardon, Mr. Bates, and said 250 times, Seth, get out of here. Pat, Dolly, Annie have brewed 900 pots of tea and prepared 780 breakfasts, dinners and suppers. Matt has milked 3,500 cows. Jack, a lot less than that. Because at times, his attention was elsewhere. Same goes for Jackie. Like father, like son. The unacceptable face of Emmerdale Farm. Now, I reckon Mr. Wilkes has said to me, for heaven's sake, Amos, and I've said, nay, 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 Mr. Wilkes, 450 times. I've pulled 2,050 pints, Mr. Wilkes a lot less.
Jean Rook, born in the East Riding of Yorkshire now, First Lady of Fleet Street, but still has a great affection for the rolling acres.
Now, I was brought up in a place called Westerdale Hall, and they say you can't have rats and mice, they say in Yorkshire, in the same house. Oh, yes, you can. We had them. That place, this dates me, had no electricity, no central heating. It made Wuthering Heights like the Cairo Hilton, I promise you. So I was brought up there, and, I mean, Westerdale, a tiny village of Westerdale, it was Beckendale. I recognise all the characters. I can smell my childhood there. When those black and white cows come along, I mean, you can hear the slop, slop, slop. It's simply lovely. Brings it right into my sitting room. Emmerdale Farm is my salvation. I can put up my feet, and I see the sun, and I can smell it, and I can see it, and I can have a cup of tea with Annie, and I think, my God, I'll be able to last out till I go up again next year. Thank you.
Russell Harty, by birth a Lancastrian, but he's lived in the Yorkshire Dales for over 25 years.
Now, because it's a celebration, quickly, I thought it would be a good idea to be like the best man at this kind of do and read one or two telegrams which have arrived here, some via me, some via other sources, in congratulation for the considerable achievement of the people whose efforts we're celebrating. Congratulations on your 1,000th episode, and may both our flocks multiply, a genuine one from the cast of Crossroads. Now it's your 1000th episode. You can really have a field day. Congratulations to you all from the cast, the production crew and staff, Brookside, Liverpool. Congratulations to all in Emmerdale Farm on the celebration of your 1000th episode. The stall holders of Albion Market wish you all the best for the next 1000 and cordially invite you all, by God, there are 250 people, to their 1000th celebration, August 4th, 1995. P.S. Raffle tickets will not be sold. And from a place near to my heart, which is from Manchester, congratulations on reaching your 1000th episode, from all on Coronation Street to all on Emmerdale Farm. We have always run the street on more or less the same formula as successful farming. Always making sure the muck is spread regularly, but not too thick. Never allowing ourselves to get over sentimental when an old cock proves he can't do it anymore. And we've never relied too much on corn. The cast and everyone here raise their glasses to you all and wish you success with the next 1000th episode, Coronation Street. All those sentiments, we who work in television, and a lot of the other people we included who watch television, are proud to be associated with a considerable achievement, and we salute you with respect and with enthusiasm and with gratification. Thank you.
And so, 1,000 episodes of Emmerdale Farm. As a result of this lunch, £15,000 for the children. From Yorkshire's Emmerdale country, goodbye.
And don't forget that 1,000th episode of Emmerdale Farm can be seen tomorrow night at the usual time as 7 o'clock, here on Yorkshire. Next on Yorkshire, TV's toughest quiz, the Krypton